zombie preppers. Today I just want to talk a little bit about some of my food storage solutions. I just wanted to share with you some of the things that I do in order to get my hurricane pack and everything going. Living here along the Gulf Coast, we constantly have to be prepared for hurricanes or any type of floods due to hurricanes. So I try to keep a lot of stuff packed up if I can. So I'm just going to show you a few of my my food storage solutions that maybe you can use in your prepping for zombies, of course. Today we're having a little frambrosia today, a little lambics. It's pretty delicious stuff, so if you get your hands on some, you should definitely try it out. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is these little chip bags, which I did a video on these earlier. I'll set up a link for you guys. But what I've done with these is, because these are Mylar bags, you know, you can tell from the little silver on the inside, is I can stuff a lot of stuff in here, whether it be dry goods or, you know, lighters or anything I just need to keep dry. But I can keep other stuff, other food in here that'll keep. And then what I'll do is take an iron, as I've said before, with maybe some foil, and I can put the iron on this and heat this up and actually reseal these chip bags. And it actually provides something that's pretty waterproof. Hey, Katie. All right, go lay down. Go. So, it's my dog, obviously. The other thing that I have is something that you can go and purchase pretty cheap. Like I said, I like to do things on the cheap here. Is just get some nice little zip-loc bags with the vacuum. They're called the sous vide bags, which is, of course, the ones that you can cook in, which is pretty neat. But what I've done here is I've simply just taken some dry goods and kind of stuck it in this bag here. And then vacuum it down. The way that this works is it comes with a little pump, and there is a little bitty valve here that you simply just pump all the air out, or suck all the air out rather. Now, of course, you're probably looking at this saying, well, why are you putting dry beans inside a bag to keep them dry? Well, funny story. I'd set up my hurricane box with all of my food in it, and what had happened was I put a gallon jug of water in there. Fortunately, the gallon jug of water leaked, and all of my beans, all of my rice, everything that wasn't in a can got soaked. So, I've started putting all my dry goods in something to try to keep them dry. So, as redundant as this may seem, this actually comes in very handy if you're either traveling, trying to go somewhere, and maybe you're camping and your backpack gets wet, it's at least dry. Now, something else that I've saw from other YouTubers is taking your dry beans, something along those lines, and actually placing them in a plastic bottle. I've got two different bottles here. I prefer the Fuji bottle. I'm not a big Fuji drinker. I don't really drink bottled water, but when I have to on the go, I'll try to buy a square one, because square ones tend to pack better inside a box that I keep in my garage. The other thing that I've done with this is I've put little marks so I can know how much is in here. So I've got 3 cups of beans in here. But once I use this, I can also use this bottle for a measuring cup, because I know how much a cup is. So for each of these, I've got half a cup marked on some of these, up to 1 cup. So I know exactly how much bean I have, and I can then use this bottle if I need to in order to figure out how much water I have as well. I'm starting to really dig using plastic bottles because they are so dual purpose. And what made me kind of click to this is not, of course, I've watched other people use them, but whenever I look at some of the third world countries, one of the most valuable items a lot of people have are plastic bottles. There's just so many different things that you can do with them. So what I started doing is I've started keeping my dry goods in there. So again, if they're exposed to water, I don't have to worry about it. It's sealed up very tight. I've also stuck in some of your absorbent packs. You can also stick in your little oxygen strips for other foods. The key thing, though, of course, is you can only store foods in here that are going to store well by themselves. I wouldn't put too many liquids in here, because the longer you keep a liquid, of course, the worse it's going to go. So just a few options for you guys that, like I said, I really like to do stuff on the cheap. Not all of us can go out and afford a vacuum sealer, although that might be on my list if I don't tell my wife about it. It may just show up one day. That'll be a whole nother video for that one. So just some options. Some chip bags, reseal them. You can recheck the pressure push on them, and you can see if it's sealed or not, because if you lose air, you know it's not sealed, but actually really good, reusable. you know, eat your chips, and then now you got a free bag. If you wanted to go a little bit more store-bought, you can go with some of these. And now again, kind of a side note with some of these, you know, the bags, they stay pretty good, but you do have to keep an eye on them, because I have had a few of these lose the seal somewhere and air gets in there. So again, use this more of a temporary solution. But these, of course, using a plastic bottle, I think are probably one of the easiest and cheapest ways to go. You're reusing some of your, you know, some of your plastic water bottles to keep some of your dry goods in. So now whenever I go buy bottles, when I have to, I look for all kinds of fun sizes just to kind of figure out, you know, maybe I want to throw something else in there. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks again for tuning in.